Okay, bed track along the remains of this old tramway bed. It's just about gone. Just about gone from any signs left of it. But this right here is right here, and right here are tailings piles for this coal mine. And it's supposed to be somewhere right back over here, along with some other drift mines over there to explore. But deep out here in the woods. But this mine right here goes back to the early 1900s. I think around 1905, and started out as a drift mine, and then eventually was turned into a slope mine. So, following the coal seam. But anyway, you know you're getting close when you see these giant twin tailings piles here. So. All right, long way back down. Okay, this is one of the old coal drift mines right here. You can see it's closed right here. Or maybe not. But there's a few more down in this deep ravine. Heading back this way, there should be maybe two more, I think. But we'll check these out real quick. Okay. Now you can see that's a complete cave-in right there of this drift mine. Probably just came, down from the top right there and just covered it up after many decades, or 50, 60 years ago. It's just hard to say. But there's a couple of more right back over here. We'll just check. Okay, we're inside this drift mine right here. This goes back to the around 1920-21. And you can still see they've got remnants of the little wooden timber supports right here. And this is the coal seam, which is roughly maybe 3 feet, 36 inches, thereabouts. And lots of bats in here. It's, good airflow. And so this is one of the drift mine passageways right here. And my buddy has gone up over this. I'm holding back, but he's gone further ahead in the drift mine. And it angles off over there to the right, of course. But he's gone off over there. And he'll be back in a minute. He just wanted to check out that passageway. But anyway, but they had to do a lot of work to get in here and get this coal out. So, all right. Okay, have to make our way up over this high ridge line right here, and doing a kind of a roundabout way to get to this old drift mine, possibly a slope mine. And so just having to go this route, but very pretty down here in this hollow. So, okay. Okay, well, we finally made it. That right there is the old rail bed. This was the minecart tramway rail, and this is the mine right here. Somewhere back there was the hoist house. You said read this first started out as a drift mine, and then turned into a slope mine. Early 1900s, and so this was the opening right here. You can see it's collapsed, but there's a opening that we're going to crawl through, and it'll take us into the mine here. So it'll be kind of a tight squeeze. Might not be able to take all the video or camera equipment, take what I can. But anyway, this is it. This is where what we were coming to find. Like I said, it started out as a drift mine, and we think it's a slope mine in there. So, anyway, take a little video looking in there before we go in. So I'm sure it's going to be a tight squeeze. So, but that's the old rail bed right there. So. Okay, this is the entrance to the mine right here. It's pretty narrow. Have to get on your stomach and kind of just slide right on in there. Won't be able to take really anything with us, but I'll take a couple of lights and camera and video. So, but anyway, this is what you got to go through. And at one time, this was a pretty big mine opening right here. So, okay, and we'll see what we can see what it looks like in there. Okay, we decided to head on back into this old coal drift mine here, and you can hear the water running way down below. Had to come in here with a smaller camera. Had a tight fit, but you can see the coal seam right here. It's probably 3 feet. Maybe a little less, 32, 36 inches. Some rich coal. Nice and shiny. And this heads straight on down. There's water way down below. Mr. Box went down there. So I've come in here a little further to check it out. So, and see what it looks like. Okay, this section right here is actually a slope mine. And, it's big, and there are electrical insulators, so this was electrified. So I've got a smaller video camera, not my regular one, so it may look a little bit interesting. And this is one of the first left headers off of this slope, and you can just see how big this thing is. So. And there's the remains of little wooden timber supports, and got the little cross ties for the minecart rails. And this right here, some more remains of wooden timber supports, and the slope keeps heading on down. So it's pretty amazing. Excellent find. This mine goes back to about 1920. So, okay, moving further on down, this slope coal mine here, and just to show that it was a slope mine. That's an old piece of cross tie right there, and that groove in the middle of it is where the hoist cable was. And that is a section of rail right there that, just one little piece of section of rail where the mine cars came up on. And this is a piece of wooden timber support. And you can see there's water all running down through the mine here, but these are the actual little wooden cross ties that was on the slope, and there's another one with a cut groove in it. And the slope keeps on going, and right up there is an electrical insulator. So we'll just keep following this on down. It's a magnificent find to get to this mine that we've been researching for quite a while to try to find and study the history of it. So, okay, now this is a common thing in these old slope mines, these old coal mines. They would once they extracted all the coal from a header, they would either brick or cinder block up the header for the airflow and that's pretty old. Those are really old cinder blocks, probably 100 years old, 90 years old at least. But that's a look back up the slope right there. And got the coal seam, of course, and it keeps heading on down this direction here. There's multiple headers in this old coal slope mine. So, okay, this is one of the work headers here off the slope, one of the right work headers. You can see the coal seam right there, and these right there are electrical insulators right there. So you can see that the mine had electricity running into it. These are small, so the amount of electricity coming in here too was not a whole lot, but those are small electrical insulators, enough to power some incandescent light bulbs, possibly even to run some drills or something. But you can see the mine keeps running down this way. So, and the coal seam is right here. So, okay, up ahead there's going to be a lot of debris on the slope, but you do have a huge left passage here heading off in this direction, and you've got some of the old wooden timber supports right here, right there, still in place after 100 years. You can actually see the bark. That was a small pine tree, and you can see where they actually put cribbing right there, which was commonplace in all the mines to use cribbing to fit the wooden support timber into place for support. But anyway, that's kind of looking back up there, and let's see, that's another one of the right there. These are the little slope mine rail cross ties right here. You can see how small they were, which was kind of commonplace, except for in the big slope mines where they used bigger gauge of rail and bigger cross ties. But anyway, this over here, this is one of the work headers right here. I'm not going to go all the way back, but it goes a good ways, I guess. But they just went after that coal seam. So, got a little adit right there. Actually goes up behind that cinder block wall. It's interesting. And unbelievable. Wow. There is actually a tire down in here. What in the world is this doing in here? Wow. That's actually a tire. Unbelievable. So, anyway, we'll start making our way on out. We'll check out some of these other headers, but just a fabulous historic mine. So, okay, this is another one of these long left headers. I don't know where that airflow is coming from, but it feels good. And this right here, they had a cinder block wall. It looks like a piece of roof caved it in right there. But these are big work headers. So you can see they're really going after that coal seam right there. So anyway, we're just going to check up to right there and then turn around and come back. And you can see that was a wooden support timber right there. So we'll just check up a lot of fossil remains everywhere in this mine. And you can see one of the old timber supports right there. You can still see the limbs on the little tree right there. So, alright. And you can see that breaks up in through to another header breakthrough. They did a lot of these too for ventilation in the mines. So anyway, well, that keeps going on back that way, but this is as far as we're going to go on this journey. So, but just an incredible historic mine, and you can see the fossilized tree remains right there in that shale right there. Long ago, pieces of wood, leaves, and everything. Have been in some of these mines and actually seen footprints from animals, petrified, of course. Oh, and you can see that's another breakthrough going up there. Let's check that out. You can see they had a split header right here, and that just keeps going. But this is as far as we're going on this one. So anyway, just a real fabulous old mine right here. And yes, you can actually see petrified remains up here on the ceiling, of course. So, all right, and we'll go and make our way on out. Okay, this is just the last look inside this old coal slope mine. And absolutely outstanding. That's pretty unusual to see a tire way down in the mine. That's a new one on me. But this is a very, very historic coal mine for its location. So we just can't reveal where these things are at. But this is really historic, and so it was worth the long hike in the woods and worth all the research to find this. So anyway, just an outstanding trip to see a piece of mining history. So, okay.